Welcome to choosing the right AI tool. This video helps developers understand which AI tools to use to solve a specific business problem. In this video, we will cover the big picture role of artificial intelligence in Nextworld, high-level use cases for each major AI tool, and how to choose the right AI tool for your use case. Choosing the right AI tool starts with understanding the kind of intelligence your application needs. The Nextworld platform enables a variety of AI and machine learning capabilities. Prior to developing any solution, it is important to identify which tools are required to best facilitate the desired outcome. All AI features in Nextworld exist to answer one question: how should intelligence show up in your application? The tools we'll talk about: prompt definitions, conversational and ambient agents, semantic search, automated machine learning, and anomaly detection, are different ways of delivering intelligence depending on who needs it and how they interact with the system. Now that we've covered the big picture role of artificial intelligence in Nextworld, let's discuss high-level use cases for each major AI tool. A helpful way to think about AI tools is to start with intent. For automatic data analysis or extraction, use a prompt definition. When users need to interact through a chat interface, use a conversational agent. To trigger an agent automatically, use an ambient agent. To search and utilize existing data references, use embeddings and semantic search. To predict or detect patterns, use a machine learning model. Most real solutions combine more than one AI tool, but one of these is usually the starting point. Now that we've discussed high-level use cases for each major AI tool, let's examine how to choose the right AI tool for your use case. Prompt definitions are the most efficient way to harness the capabilities of an LLM directly into your business logic. At a high level, use a prompt definition when you want to extract structured data from unstructured input, analyze documents or text fields, or summarize, classify, or transform information. Prompt definitions are best when outputs need to be stored in tables or reused in logic. For example, imagine a user uploads a document like a contract, invoice, or project plan. Prompt definitions can extract virtually any relevant information from a document, such as dates, amounts, or status values, then write those values directly into the system. Furthermore, if you want a sales summary for a customer, you could send the last 20 sales orders to a prompt definition to analyze key information and create a summary of the buying patterns. Prompt definitions are also useful when you already have text stored in a field. You might summarize long descriptions, detect sentiment, or determine which category or workflow a record should follow. The key thing to remember is that prompt definitions are best when the process is automated and predictable. Use a conversational agent when a user needs to ask questions, clarify intent, or initiate the process through conversation. In Nextworld, this often starts with ED, the platform agent. Developers can expand ED's capabilities by creating agents and skills that allow users to complete tasks, return data, and answer questions inside the applications you build. Developers can also introduce MCP capabilities that can be used by ED or exposed through traditional chat interfaces such as ChatGPT, Claude, and more. For example, a user might ask ED to create an invoice, find a customer record, explain the status of a project, or apply filters or narrow down results. Agents are ideal when users don't know exactly how to phrase a request, the system needs clarification, multiple steps are involved, or when outcomes are variable and require planning and reasoning. Agents help speed up workflows by replacing complex UI interactions with natural language. They can discern a question, identify how to answer the question, ask clarifying questions as necessary, and perform action in the system. Not all agents start with user messages. Ambient agents are triggered automatically, always by a logic block, and run quietly in the background. If there is a reason to get a human involved, the agent will ping the human for confirmation or clarification, allowing user input before any consequential action occurs. For example, automatically placing an order when inventory runs low, searching and selecting recommended parts or ship from locations when inventory is unavailable, or recommending actions or resolutions when errors or conflicts arise. A user doesn't need a conversation to start the process, but the agent still checks with the user before making any final changes. This is an example of human in the loop, where a human confirms the agent's proposal prior to it being committed to live. Semantic search is a foundational capability that often supports both prompts and agents. Semantic search relies on embeddings, which allow the system to understand meaning rather than exact keywords. For example, embeddings enable similarity search by capturing meaning, so a search for laptop returns items like MacBook Pro and Lenovo ThinkPad as primary matches since they represent the same category. There are two common scenarios where semantic search is essential. First is agent processing. Anytime an agent needs to act on an existing record, like a person, invoice, or project, it usually requires a semantic search definition. For example, if a user asks Ed to tell them about someone in the directory, Ed needs semantic search to locate the correct record. Semantic search becomes especially important when an agent needs to work with the table lookup field. For example, if an AI process is creating a new customer invoice, it first needs to know which customer to associate with that invoice. The agent can use semantic search to find and resolve the correct customer record, even if the user input isn't an exact match. Once the customer is resolved, the system can use that table lookup value throughout the rest of its processing to complete the task. In many cases, semantic search is embedded directly into the agent experience, returning lists of options when the system needs more clarification. The second common scenario where semantic search is essential is intelligent record matching. Semantic search can be used in logic blocks to return a list of the most similar records from a table based on an identified search term. The list of return options can then be presented to a user for selection, or can be passed to a prompt definition to assist in auto-selection. Auto machine learning is the right tool when your goal is prediction, not conversation or extraction. Use auto machine learning when you want to train models on your own data, generate predictions tailored to your system, or surface insights that improve decision-making. For example, you might predict home prices based on historical housing data, projected yield predicted from performance data, or estimated completion times, calculated from past project timelines. The last AI tool we will explore is anomaly detection. Choose an anomaly detection model when you want to identify unusual patterns, flag behavior that doesn't match historical norms, or detect risks early. A good example is login anomaly detection, where the system identifies activity that deviates from expected behavior. Anomaly detection is performed on a record-by-record basis. It is not intended to evaluate behavior in aggregate, but instead the purpose is to flag individual records that seem unexpected compared to what we usually see. In practice, these tools are rarely used alone. An agent might use semantic search to find records, a prompt definition to analyze data, and a model to make a prediction, all in one workflow. The key is starting with the primary experience and layering intelligence where it adds value. For deeper dives into each of these tools, explore our other e-learning videos, including the Exploring Prompt Definitions series and Agent Development in Nextworld series. Thanks for watching Choosing the Right AI Tool. In this video, we explored the big picture role of artificial intelligence in Nextworld, high-level use cases for each AI tool, and how to choose the right AI tool for your use case. For more information on choosing the right AI tool, please visit Nextworld Help.